Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's tutorial, we're going to take a quick look on how I made this mega menu. Now I did this using a plugin, but also then actually using UX blocks to create this. So it means you can design this however you would like. So let's jump straight into the tutorial. So we're going to head over to the dashboard, plugins, add new. And the plugin we're looking for is Max Mega Menu. Now I've already got it obviously, so I'm not going to install it, but this is the one you want. Once that it's installed, what we're going to do is going to head over to Mega Menu down the bottom here and Menu Themes. Now, I'm not going to take you through every single one of these settings because it's very kind of dependent on the look and feel of your particular website. And also, it's fairly straightforward. It's just a lot of trial and error and playing around with it. But I'm going to go through them slow enough so you guys can pause and kind of screenshot or whatever, take note of my settings if you wanted to copy them. I will, however, highlight a couple of the most important ones. So this is just the general settings page. If we move over to menu bar, this is the actual kind of this menu section itself. So how that appears. Now, obviously, on this particular website, I don't really have a menu bar. It's kind of hidden there. They're just a few items plonked in that position in the header. So obviously, for that reason, menu background is just plain white, same as the header. And then padding and all those other things are fairly boring. The font color is a strong black with a blue hover. So as you can see, if I hover over it, it makes the blue. Backgrounds and everything like that, completely transparent. Item spacing, 15 pixels. Nothing too exciting over here. Moving on to mega menus. Now, this is the one where there is a really important setting that I want you guys to pay attention to, and that is this panel width section here. So as you can see, if I hover over this again, you can see the content itself is kind of within this container that's kind of used with the rest of the website, you know, like from here to here. But the menu goes all the way, goes full width. And I really like that. I think that looks really cool. So here's the setting you need to make that happen. So you need outer width to hash main and inner width dot flex row. Now, if I just show you really quickly how that looks, if I make this main as well, you'll see what I mean. Just refresh over here. Now you can see it's full width. Obviously this UX block isn't full width, so it hasn't taken up all the space, but you can see it will do. It will come all the way out to the very left and it would go out all the way to the very right. Now if we do the opposite and we make them both flex row, come over here, hit refresh, you can see that now not only is the content kind of aligned with the rest of the page here, but the menu itself it doesn't extend all the way out to the side as you'd kind of expect it to. So that's the setting I use for most of these menus. Whenever I use them, I think it works really well. I think it looks cool having it go all the way out the actual menu, but the content itself staying within that container. It keeps it nice and clean. Here's the settings for the flyout menu. Now, these are just the standard kind of drop downs that you would expect. I haven't actually played with any of these settings because I haven't used it in this example. These are just kind of dumb links. They don't do anything. But again, go through all of these settings and have a play with it until you get something you're happy with. Mobile menu is here as well. I don't really use this plugin for mobile. Normally, I kind of revert back to the default Flatsome menu on mobile. I don't really use mega menu. So actually, the way I'll do that is I'll show you in a second how I kind of accomplish that. So if we head over to appearance menus, you'll see here, this is my main menu. You can see I've only assigned it on display location to main menu, not main menu mobile. And that's how I get around basically only having the mega menu plugin active on desktop. I don't think you need it on mobile. I think it's a bit clunky. The Flatsome one with the latest update works quite well. So yeah, the other options that you get with the mega menu plugin is over here on the left-hand side. You'll see you can enable it for a start. So obviously on the mobile menu, you wouldn't have this checked. Event, which basically is when the actual menu kind of appears. So the hover intent, all that means is if you see when I hover over there's a slight delay when I go off and on it before anything happens. All that's the intent. So it means that I can, go off of it here and come back onto it really quickly and it doesn't just disappear immediately. Fade up, this is just a transition and effect of how the menu appears. And equally, this is just the speed that happens. Again, more mobile settings, and then theme is default. So if you remember back in the menu settings, we changed the menu theme. You can have multiple themes. I don't know why. I've never used that before, but the option is there if you need it. So that's it as far as the mega menu settings are concerned, pretty much. From here on out, this is where I kind of implement it with the UX block, and I go back to creating things with the Flatsome theme. So what we're going to do is we're going to come up here to UX blocks. I'm just going to open this in a new tab because we're going to want to come back to this soon. And here's the mega menu that I've already created a block for. Now, if you follow the link in the description to my website, you can download this shortcode straight away and start using this if you want to do that, if it's easier for you guys. But you can see all this is a row with a few columns inside of it. I'm not going to go into too much detail on this particular design because I think the beauty of this method for creating menus is that you can create anything with the UX builder. You're not resigned to just straight up and down lists and things like that. And it gives you a lot more flexibility and a lot more ease in constructing these kind of things than using the Mega Menu plugin. The only thing I want to point out over here is these text elements here. You see, it's literally just a list for some text. This isn't buttons or anything like that. The reason I've done that is because I did it with buttons initially and there wasn't much control over the spacing between these. So I've done it with text instead. And then all I've done is, you can see here, before this href, I've just given them all a class of menu mega item. And if I show you really quickly the CSS that I've then applied to that, I've basically just made it black by default, and then on hover it goes to the blue color, because otherwise it goes to the default settings for a link, which would be blue in color. And because I've got that headline there in blue, I think it looks much better in black and then blue when you hover. So just a small detail I wanted to point out. Over here for this image, again, nothing too exciting. You can see there's some negative margins and things going on. It's just a bit of an overlapping kind of thing that I stole the idea from another website, to be honest with you. If you've seen the other IKEA video, or I actually put the rest of this website together, you'll know what I'm talking about. And that's it. You save that as a block. Let me just exit out of this. Now, this shortcode here, if you've never used blocks before, all we're going to do is copy that, and then we're going to head back over to our menu. And we're going to click this little blue button here for Mega Menu. You see on one of these other items, item 2 and 3, if I go back to the front page here, you see those. They're just dummy links. So if I open these up, you see they're just set to flyout menu, which is the default. Now this Mega Menu is set to Mega Menu grid layout. I've just deleted this so you can follow along for a second. All we've got is a column that's 12 wide, and then we're going to add in a text element over here. There we go. Hit this little settings spanner thing over here. Come down to content, and we're going to paste in that shortcode. That's it. Hit save. Close out of this, save menu. And then we go back over here, hit refresh, and there we go. There is our nice UX block. Now, you might find that if you're starting from scratch, you have to tweak the UX block a little bit in terms of the height and things to make it kind of behave nicely with the menu. But for the most part, it's then fully responsive. And if you did have it on iPad, tablet, I should say, or mobile or whatever, you can obviously tweak your UX block as you would do with any other UX element and a UX design. So yeah, that's it. That's how that menu's made. I think it's really, really cool doing it this method, as I say, because when you start building things with the UX Builder and you get proficient at building within it, you can very, very easily create a whole different range of things to make these menus look really cool. For instance, this is another one that I've done before. So this is the pro version of Mega Menu, which gives you these tabs down the side here as well. But you can see that I've just got these kind of little grids of elements that are all clickable, and these ones get a bit more exciting and a bit more interesting. But all of that can be done with the UX blocks, rather than having to muck about with the Mega Menu Builder, which isn't as fluid, because you're essentially building designs using this kind of row and column layout, and it's just not as nice. And obviously, you can put blog posts, banners, videos, anything you want inside here, and it will all work, and it looks fantastic. It looks much better than the default menu system. So that's it for today's video, guys. Hope you enjoyed and hope you learned something. As I say, the link in the description to my blog post where you can download the shortcode. So if you want to just nick this entire block and go and create this yourself, you can do so. And you can get this up and running within 5-10 minutes, and then you can really start playing and experimenting with a few different designs. So yeah, thanks guys. Subscribe, like, I'll catch you in the next one.